Welcome back, Ark's Pokemon Draft League, for another game recap video. We have our Week 4 match against the Bumbling Bidoofs to cover this week, and it's an exciting couple games. Hoop is a solid coach, and he preps really well for every game and plays even better. So I had to make a team that was, going to carry me against a tough opponent. And the two main things I prepped for was outplaying a Trick Room team and being able to deal with a Tailwind team. I've noticed over the past weeks in this season that speed and like priority control on the battlefield is just super important, and Hoop has both of those things accessible to him. They're both really viable for his team that he has, so I have to be able to deal with both of them. So that's what the team is kind of built to do, but what about the individual Mons, you might ask? Well, we'll start with Arani here. She is here mainly to be able to chunk his walls. Hoop has a lot of really beefy Pokemon on his team. Dusclops and Cresselia are the main ones. Muck is also really tanky. So he has a lot of monsters, just really big HP pools, and being able to chunk like 50 to 75% of their health with the Tapium Z item here is just really important, so I can 2-hit KO him and not spend multiple turns chipping away at some huge tank. The rest of the moves in Tapu, pretty basic, just some good coverage moves for his team. And then Moab over here, kind of the classics, not really a classic set. In past weeks, I've run mostly like supporting moves and utility. This week I have two attack moves. Thunderbolt's purely for Primarina, but Shadow Ball has pretty good coverage against his team, and Icy Wind hits a lot of things for like 4 and 2 times, and also just gives us speed control, so that's that. So a little bit more of an offensive set on Drifloon this week, but mostly standard. Kartana, nothing special to talk about here, just lots of good damaging moves against his team, knockoff, and the Life Orb just for maximum damage. This thing is almost the fastest thing normally, but if I get Tailwind up, this thing is faster than everything and can just start stacking up beast boosts, so that's the idea there. Next is Metagross, running another weakness policy. I'm not going to be shadow sneaking it on my own side of the field this week. While that is a cool strategy, it might not be the best use of Greninja. And honestly, Metagross is so beefy that I doubt he'll get one-hit KO'd, so we just threw it on there hoping he could get hit, survive, and just start sweeping. His speed is pretty good, and his natural bulk allows him to probably take a hit. So that was my idea there. And then we got Greninja. Map Block, Ice Beam, U-Turn, and Extra Sensory. The same EV spread I've run almost every week. And then running an Adrenaline Orb. He has 2 Intimidators on his team, so the chance of that proccing is pretty high. And it allows us to be faster than Aerodactyl, which is pretty important, because if we're faster than Aerodactyl on like a lead or something, that means we can probably one-shot it with Ice Beam, and then he doesn't get Tailwind up. That's what he used last week, I think, was Tailwind on Aerodactyl. And like I said in the beginning, I want to be able to counter that strategy. Next, we got Heirloom. Standard set, just supporting stuff. Tailwind, Helping Hand, Giga Drain, and Ally Switch. With this team, and having 2 Tailwinders, it means like no matter what composition I go, I can probably get Tailwind up. Moab's a little bit more reliable, just because with Misty Seed proccing, it's easily the fastest thing in the league, if not, or at least the field. But yeah, we have some games to hop into, so I'm gonna switch this over here. And I did not reset it, I'm sorry. So we got the first game. His team is revealed, and I was relieved to see no Dusclops. But other than that, I was pretty much prepared for everything. So I'm just gonna go ahead and play. We're gonna lead Greninja Comfey. I thought it was kind of an unlikely duo. You might not be expecting it, but they're also not a bad duo. Greninja can map block, and then we can Tailwind, or we can just start firing attacking moves off. So, Intimidate is going to proc our Adrenaline Orb, which is very nice. And he's immediately going to fake out Greninja, which is okay. It's not the best. It means he gets Tailwind up, but he does get a Rock Slide off, and we do survive that. And then we get to get Tailwind or Ice Beam off the next turn, and one-shot the Aerodactyl. Very nice. Heirloom is going to flinch, which is okay. It just means I get Tailwind up a turn late, I think. Yeah. Extrasensory kills Emboar, and then, being the slowest thing on the field, Heirloom gets Tailwind up. Now that turn was a little scary because I'm pretty sure a lot of those moves on his side were damage rolls. Both my Mons almost went down, and had they gone down, this game probably would have went a little bit different. But I get another turn with him. He's going to priority kill Greninja, smart on him, and then Knockoff is just going to get rid of the rest of Comb Phase health. But I got 2 offensive guys left. They're going to come out. He's going to Helping Hand his Landorus, which means it's probably going to one-hit KO something. And he's going to destroy Metagross with a Knockoff. So, had that not been Helping Hand, Metagross probably would have got Weakness Policy off, but this late in the game, it probably wouldn't have mattered much. And Kartana's going to be left in a 1v2. However, I'm going to get rid of the Landorus turn 1, as it was just the thing that threatened Kartana more. I think it's a ground move would have one-shot. And then a Bullet Punch, yeah, Hitmontop is just not going to be able to take away the life energy of Schmott here. So we're going to take the first game 1-0. Pretty close. Probably, it might have been in his favor if the damage rolls on like turn 2 or whatever it was had gone differently, but regardless, we scraped by there. Game 2, I'm going to run my Drifblim and Moab pair. I think it's just really strong and probably good duo to go into the second game with. So everything's going to proc, the Wall of Text are going to show up, and he's going to fake out my Ronnie. I kind of figured that would happen, and it's honestly okay because this matchup is a little less than favorable for him. So he's going to U-turn into Cresselia, and we're going to get our Tailwind up. Then he's going to Protect on one side, and I'm just going to start chunking away on Cresselia here, the Moonduck. It is worth noting that it would have been a 2-hit KO if, you know, Drifblim wasn't faster than Ronnie, but that's fine. So, you know, the Z move only did about 40%, 45% of its health. 75% of total remaining, but it was not as much since Drifblim hit it first. And then he's gonna fail a trick move because I used the Z move. That was a little bit unfortunate. He threw, you know, up in chat. Yeah, it was kind of unlucky that I brought a Z move. It just did not go in his favor. I think he said he was going to throw a Choice Specs on me, which may have helped me. I just would not have been able to switch moves. But, you know, it is what it is. We're going to Shadow Ball the Cresselia, and then we're just going to start chipping away at Landorus here. Icy Wind is going to knock it out next turn, and then I think I just Scald the Emboar here. Yeah. With Tailwind up, my team is just faster and able to sweep away pretty much. And from here, we kind of threw up GG's. Hitmontop is not going to be able to 1v4, unfortunately. And it's just going to play out. He's a pretty beefy boy, so it is going to take a little bit of time, but I eventually chip him down, and I'm victorious that game 4-0. So, pretty close first game, clean second game by me. And, you know, you gotta be happy with that. But nonetheless, the Bumbling Bidoofs played very well, had a lot of fun. And I wish them luck in the rest of the season. I will see you guys next week in week 5, where I cook pasta instead of reviewing the game. So, see ya.